Is this you, constantly getting cornered and begging for mercy? Well, you're in luck, because today I have 10 tips to actually get better at 2xKO. Number 10. One of the worst things you could do in 2xKO is mash. If your opponent has even a basic understanding of pressure and frame advantage, they'll blow you up for it most of the time. You'll eat counter hits and get caught by delayed buttons, and then you get comboed for half your life. You gotta recognize what the reward is when you do mash successfully, and what happens if you're wrong. Once you can think in a risk-reward mindset, it's just not worth it most of the time. Now this goes without saying, but mashing is a tool that you do need to be using. Otherwise your opponent will get away with stealing your turns and other fake setup nonsense. The important note is knowing when to mash. This is a skill on its own, and you could spend a lot of time finding gaps in offense and practicing button timing. But my best advice I can give you that you can implement now, if you don't know if it's a good time to mash, just block. You'll find you aren't getting punished as often for your false attempts at playing a single player game. Number 9. As you put in more time into the game, you should also try to level up your combos as well. There's always going to be combos that are extremely difficult or really situational. No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the times that if you had just adjusted your combo routes slightly, that you could have done more damage or given yourself better Oki. Maybe you could have tag launched at a certain point to finish the combo with another character. Or maybe you could have done a combo with more corner carry, so you can ride the momentum. A lot of the time, you'll find that there's a better combo that does even more damage, and all you need to do is add it to your game plan. Small adjustments end up being what makes the difference between a good player and a great one. Number 8. Throws are a fundamental pillar of offense in any fighting game. While there are left, right, overhead, and low mix-ups, if your opponent is aware of the tricks that you're going for, it may feel like they have unbreakable defense, and these key moments are your opportunity to throw them. Sometimes, though, the damage of the throw itself isn't going to be enough for your opponent to be willing to take the risk of teching at the wrong time and then eating 60% of their life bar. Enter the throw combo. A throw that leads into a combo gives you the best of both worlds: the unblockable nature of a throw and the high damage of a combo. Once your opponent takes a throw for 30%, they're a lot more likely to want to tech, jump, or mash. That lets you go back to your original offensive game plan, capitalizing on their fear and hesitation. If your character has any way of getting more damage on their throw, hit the lab to make sure you're getting as much out of it as you can. Number 7. The way that attacks link in 2xKO opens up a different style of offense. Take Street Fighter for example, where when you press a button, typically you wait for the recovery to end and then you link the next input. In 2xKO, however, linking is more straightforward, which allows for delayed buttons to be a strong tool to opening your opponent's defense. Let me give you an example. You're doing a standard block string into your assist. This is an opportunity for you to mix your opponent. Perhaps last time you were in this situation, you threw your opponent. Now that you've threatened that option, you could do a light into heavy, a natural frame trap to punish their tech attempt. You'll find there are tons of opportunities for variation in offense you could be making. So next time you find yourself struggling to get past your opponent's defense, add delayed buttons to keep your pressure unpredictable. Number 6. One of the strongest ways to open up your opponent is when you've sandwiched them. What this means is you have your point character standing in front, and you have your assist standing behind, with the threat of switching at any moment. Some characters can set this up effortlessly. Take any character and pair them with Yasuo as your assist, for example. You do your light, medium, heavy into special block string, then you call in Yasuo. His assist naturally crosses to the other side, and then at any point you can then tag to Yasuo and go for whatever mix-up you want. High, low, left, right, throw, you name it. This is definitely a situation you don't want to be on the receiving end of. Every team has the potential for sandwich setups. It just depends on your spacing, timing, and creativity. So go back to the lab, try out different assists, test your block strings, and find your team's sandwich tech. If you're not threatening these kinds of situations, you're leaving damage and mix on the table. And if your opponent is threatening it, learn when to push block, reversal, mash, and cross your fingers. Number 5. How many times have you decided it's time to load up ranked and seemingly every single dude you run into is holding up? First time, it's fine. You weren't ready for it. Second time, they got lucky. The timing was insane. What's your excuse the third time? Their character is just brain dead? Damage is too high in this game? Let's be real. Games are won and lost from jumps. In practice, anti-airing is simple, but when your mental stack starts piling up, it becomes all the more difficult to catch the simple things. And then they jump. You're then heavily punished and potentially lose the round off of a single interaction. In a game as fast-paced as 2xKO, momentum is everything. All the more reason to keep your anti-air drills fresh and combos optimized, because once you start consistently shutting down jump-happy players, the game starts to feel a lot smaller and your opponents start to feel a lot more honest. Number 4. Don't be the guy that gets stuck with just one team and nothing else. While playing the same team provides the benefit of always adding more to your foundation, you also run the risk of growing stagnant. You stop exploring. You build bad habits that only work with your team, and worst of all, you might never realize how many tools other characters bring to the table. Something I like to do to avoid that is to dabble with other characters. You don't have to leave your main for any considerable amount of time, but set aside some time to play online with a new assist or new team entirely. You'll find that every character has strengths and weaknesses. Playing other characters yourself helps you to better understand them on a deeper level, and you'll quickly realize there's a different perspective you didn't notice before. In Street Fighter 6, I tried this with Dhalsim, a character I never thought I'd enjoy. I picked him up just to mess around, and he ended up becoming my highest ranked character. Sometimes your best character is the one you haven't tried yet, so maybe next time you log in, try a different character out, and who knows, you may find a new main. Number 3. You have to know when to take a break. When you booted up to XKO, you were feeling excited to climb the ladder, get to the next rank, and play against stronger players. Then you play for a bit, and for one reason or another, you start to realize it's just not your day. Getting matched against players that know how to exploit your bad habits, maybe you keep running into a team that completely shuts down your game plan. Whatever it may be, sometimes you have to accept that it's time to take a break, reset, and come back with a clearer conscience. You don't always have to just log off for the night either. Maybe all you need to do is hop in training mode for a bit, learn a new combo you saw online, or work on a weakness from your last set. The important thing to take away is, when you're feeling the tilt building, step away for a little bit, reset your mental, and come back with a fresh mindset. Number 2. 2XKO is a fast-paced, explosive, offense-heavy game, and it wouldn't work without the deep set of defensive options offered. Air teching, rolling, and wake-up attacks, just to name a few. If you're unsure of each of your options, there are beginner-friendly tutorials within the game. Let's look at a couple common situations. You get stuck in a sandwich situation, and you have to guess what mix-up they'll go for. Try push block. You'll make space and make your opponent have to layer their offense to open you up. Your opponent is constantly using the same powerful block string. Use retreating guard to make space and potentially set yourself up for a whiff punish. Does your opponent attempt to apply the pressure every time they knock you down? Do a wake-up attack. If they're autopiloting their offense, this is a great way to ensure you push them away and can swing the momentum. That's not even all the options, and I can make a whole video talking about how to better use these tools to strengthen your defense. The first step is to learn every option and then start implementing them into your defense, and figure out which tool is best for each scenario. Strong defense isn't about blocking everything, it's about knowing your options and using the right one at the right time. Before I get to the last tip, I want to thank you for watching this video. If this video helped you, subscribe for more content just like this. Anyways, number 1. Be patient. As fast as the game can be, it's easy to get lost in the chaos and floor the gas pedal. But sometimes the best thing you can do is stop and block. Is your opponent predictable with their break timing? Stop your combo when they're about to get their break meter, then block and punish. Is your opponent using retreating guard? Getting away from your pressure every time? Mix in lows to catch them trying to run away. Perhaps they're using plus on block moves to steal your turn. Parry these attempts and demand they respect your defense. There are loads of scenarios you have to be ready for in 2XKO, and sometimes the best thing you can do is slow down, observe your opponent's habits, and punish accordingly. Anyways, that's it for this video. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll catch you in the next video.